the thing I love about Islam is there's very few things I have to tell him, in training. Like he's so good at everything that I just check little tweak here, little tweak there, And like I said there's like three people, in my opinion, that are this well rounded. And to me, Cain Velasquez is one, John Jones is another, and Islam Makhachev, is the most well rounded MMA fighters of all time to me. They may not be the greatest fighters of all time, but they're definitely the greatest well-rounded fighters of all time, in my opinion.
We are here being joined by the one and only Javier Mendez, the fan favorite. Everybody loves you, and everybody loved you on the Schmozone podcast.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Yeah, but they were trying to still think of a name for the Javier and Cain podcast. Did you think of a name yet?
No, I haven't had anybody send me names for the podcast, but we are definitely doing the podcast, and we're definitely gonna, look at all options, definitely. So you guys send us a name.
But has Cain ever thought of a name?
No, he waits for me to come up with the idea. So Cain, no, he waits for me to do it.
So fans, make sure you comment in the comment section the name that you think you'd want the Javier and Cain podcast to be. Unless it's...
And then go, si se puede. That's what Cain used to always say, si se puede. Yes, it can be done, that type of thing.
Well, speaking of things that can be done, Islam, he beat Bobby Green in the first round. On the Schmozone podcast, you said that you felt in some ways that Bobby was a tougher opponent, or could be a tougher opponent than Beneil. After watching that fight, I mean, what's your reaction?
The same. I feel the same about what I said. I stand by what I said. Bobby's a tough competitor, but one thing Bobby didn't have is time to prepare for someone like Islam, which, to be honest with you, he needed that time. He didn't have it. He just took the fight, in my opinion, because he's a warrior and it was a good payday. And he's a true warrior. So I have a lot of respect for Bobby Green, but he needed more time for this one. He really did. To go with someone of Islam's caliber, you're going to need a lot of time, and he needed a full camp. And unfortunately, that wasn't what the cards were in for him to do, So I still feel the same about my remarks about him. I still think he is slightly tougher, And, hey, one way to prove it, right? Let him fight Beneil when they get healthy.
Oh, so you think Bobby should fight Beneil?
Why not? Why not? If Bobby's game. He can fight anybody. He's game. He can fight anybody. He's not like Islam where he can just fight that day and fight any style. He's going to have to study for that particular thing because his ground game is not solid, like Islam is. His stand-up is not solid either, but his willingness to engage is very solid. His IQ for boxing and hitting and counter and attacking, being very aggressive, is very, very good. His confidence is very good, and like I said, I have nothing but props to say about him. I'm impressed with him.
Well, afterwards on his Instagram, he did post a story saying that he wished Herb Dean wouldn't have stopped the fight that soon. What do you make of the stoppage?
The stoppage was justified. Herb was telling him, fight back. Well, how could he fight back? He was in a bad position. There was too much time left. He was taking some good shots. Herb did a great job. And Bobby being Bobby is, let it continue. I'm a warrior. Take me out. That's the way he is. But the ref's job is to protect him from that. And Herb did a great job doing that.
Again, on the podcast last week, you felt with the win over Bobby Green, regardless if it's Bobby Green or Beneil, because he's now on a 10-fight win streak, a title shot will be next.
I 100% believe that. Let's say 1,000,000% believe that he should be next, and I believe the UFC is pushing him. I believe the UFC believes that he's going to be next in line, and I believe they're doing everything to market that because UFC, if you follow their career, what they've been doing, they push the guys that are next, and they've been pushing Islam. I know it. I feel it. I know it. And I believe that Islam will be and should be the next, challenger for the title of the winner of Justin and Oliveras. Who it is, I don't care. I just want him to get that title shot, which I know he will get.
Yeah, definitely. But this morning, it was reported that RDA, he was supposed to be fighting in the co-main event at UFC 272, and Rafael is out, unfortunately, due to COVID. So a lot of people were talking about maybe Islam kind of stepping in. But what do you think is the likelihood that he would step in and take that short notice fight this weekend?
Islam?
Yeah.
0.
Oh, he won't.
No, why?
Okay.
Why? He don't need it. 0. He needs to just do his thing, relax, and get ready for the title shot.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. We haven't discussed it, but I say 0.
But when would you like to see him back for that title shot?
After Ramadan, then he can get ready to go and see what happens with Oliveris and Justin, and then see where the UFC can put it. Hopefully, if we're lucky, maybe we can get something in in Abu Dhabi or somewhere like the late November, October would be ideal because of everything he does. And I think that's what I would hope so. But yeah, we don't know. UFC knows. I don't know.
Yeah, and lastly, again, on our podcast, the Schmozen podcast, we spoke about Colby Covington versus Jorge Masvidal, but the pay-per-view afterwards, in that main event, Korean Zombie versus Alex Volkanovski, I'd love to get your breakdown and prediction on that.
Volkanovski, he's just really good. I think that's going to be a fun fight for the fans, but I think the champ keeps the title. But Korean Zombie, man, you just never know. There's a lot of zombie fans out there, and they're pulling for the underdog, and I would think a lot of people would love to see that upset. I myself would love to see it also, but I think the champ has got it.
And for all your fans, what would you like to let them know?
Thanks for tuning in to the Helen Show. That's what I'd like to say.